Hello friends of TikTok, welcome back to another new player's guide. Today I wanted to talk about killer offerings. So let me get away from the add-ons here and bring it up. So first of all, if you've already watched the survivor offerings, there are a lot of very similar things here, which will make this very quick. For example, these killers have all of the exact same map offerings that survivors have. So you'll learn as you play more which maps you like for different killers. There's definitely different advantages. A Myers on Larry's, for example, or Doctor on the Game can be very strong, but if you were to try to put, Trapper and Hawkins, it's not as fun. So those are the same. The other ones that are the same are the Regent offerings to thicken and lessen the fog around the map. And then also the basement and hatch offerings are all the same. So if you want basement or hatch to appear in the main building or the shack, those offerings exist for killer as well. Let's talk about also blood point offerings. These exist as well. However, killer does have different categories from survivor because it's an asymmetrical game and each side has different goals. So for killer, you have brutality, deviousness, sacrifice, and hunting. There it is. Hunting is one of these offerings. And they come in brown, yellow, and green options for you. You can get Bloody Party Streamers, which is 100% bonus across all categories for every player in the match as killer or survivor. And that means if you're a survivor and you burn it, the killer also gets those bonuses. And as a killer, if you burn it, the survivors also get bonuses. Alright, let's talk about how these differ a little bit. Because I have a few here. And then I'm probably going to switch over to a different character for the rest. So one thing that is very different for killers is they have a Shroud of Separation. So survivors have the Shroud of Binding and the Shroud of Union, which allow them to start grouped up. And killers have one to have the survivors be separated. The more you play this game, the more you learn that it is actually very detrimental to the killer side for survivors to be separated. If survivors are grouped up, it's obviously much easier to find all of them, to get into chases, to end chases quickly, to injure a bunch of survivors at the same time within a matter of seconds. Having survivors grouped up is a killer's dream in most scenarios, so having an offering that starts them separated probably isn't to your benefit. Just as a tip for those who are new to the game, I would not recommend using this a lot unless you have some sort of a gimmick planned. Honestly, I feel like this should be swapped with the survivor one. It should be the other way around. Survivors have an offering to slightly increase the distance between hooks, and killers have the opposite, to slightly decrease the distance and bring the hooks closer together. Makes it a lot quicker. You save a couple of seconds in the match walking into a hook to hook somebody. And I don't have it on Demogorgon, but this actually comes in yellow and purple. The purple one considerably decreases the difference. Survivors also have coin offerings they can make to increase the numbers of chests that appear on the map. Killers have the opposite. They can prevent the appearance of chests. They can prevent one, or they can prevent two. And remember, as a standard, each match will have 3 chests, 1 in the basement, 2 on the map. So if you use this purple offering, that means their only option is the basement chest. Another similar one to what survivors have is the Black Ward, which will protect you against the loss of your add-ons at the end of the trial. So let me go ahead and switch to my other character here. And you'll want to do that if you have either really strong add-ons you don't want to lose, or if you have an add-on that you really like that's not in your immediate blood web and you're getting really low on it. A lot of times it's going to be something purple, pink, potentially green if you use a lot of green, because yellow and brown show up in the blood web constantly. But that offering is how you can save. I don't have it on Myers, unfortunately, because these are his strongest ones, but yeah, that's an offering how you can save it. And then, just like the survivors as well, Killer also has a sacrificial ward, which will, if the survivors decide they want to send everyone to Haddonfield, you're not going to know they're putting that offering on, but if you suspect they're up to something nefarious, you can put on sacrificial ward to prevent that. And these are the bloody party streamers I talked about a few minutes ago, so everybody would get 100% bonus blood points in general. It's an awesome offering if you ever have it. I recommend burning it as much as possible. Now let's talk about Moris, which are exclusive to killers. And there's nothing that survivors can burn on their side that's the equivalent at all. It's very unique to killers. There are 3 types of Mori offerings. A Mori allows you to kill a survivor by your hand, and it's a neat little cutscene animation that you have with the survivor, and then they're instantly dead when it's over. You have an Ebony Mori, which allows you to kill all of the survivors that way in the match. They just have to be dead on hook, which means you either have to have hooked them already twice, or if you hooked them once, they were on the hook long enough that they hit the struggle phase. But this one will allow you to kill every survivor in the match that way, if you would like to. Step down from that is the Ivory, and this one will allow you to kill 1 survivor by your hand. So with the Ivory one, same conditions. That 1 survivor that you decide you want to kill as a Mori is going to be either have to be hooked twice already, or they need to be hooked once and had been left on the hook long enough to hit 2nd stage. And then the last one, this one allows you to just kill the last survivor in the trial by your hand as a Mori. So for this one, it doesn't matter if they've been hooked before or not, or what stage they got into the hook at all. It's just whoever is unfortunately left behind, if the others leave them, you can kill, or if you've killed everybody else, you only have 1 survivor left, you can kill them using this Mori. So those are the 3. They're very unique to the killers. Survivors, like I said, don't have anything equivalent to that. The best that survivors can do to counter it is just, you know, look out for their team and hopefully not get anybody to the point of being able to be Mori'd. But they are pretty fun. Each killer has their own unique animation. The twins specifically have 2 different animations based on whether or not Victor is bound with Charlotte at the time of the Mori. So it is really cool, all of them. Nemesis has a neat Mori that is unique only when he Moris Jill Valentine. He says stars or something like that. So they are really cool. If you ever want to see what a Mori looks like for a character, you can, I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. Ghostface is probably one of my favorite ones. It's just a really fun Mori. But yeah, you can just Google or YouTube like Plague Mori if you want to see it. But yeah, they're pretty neat. They're really fun. And the way you can do it is either by burning those offerings or by bringing specific perks that allow you to do Moris without an offering. So, like always, if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to keep making videos like this to help new players get used to the game, since we have so many coming in right now. And I hope to see you guys all in the fog. Bye!